sat in the pilot's chair this morning, and it's a mixed mood today. There's the good, there's a very good, and there's obviously a bit of a downer. But just like our conversations yesterday, we will hope, right? That's my hope, to maybe offer a place where people can just express freely without feeling, backlashed or feeling like their voices are not heard. It's Hello Port Harcourt, and this morning we're going to be talking about comments and prayers very shortly. No, not from the church or the mosque point of view, or from the religious centers, basic, whether it's the Ogun or Ahmadiyya you're worshiping, but basically we're talking about prayers, particularly from leaders. And then I have a very serious question I need to ask you at Jude's Corner. Our final conversation, hopefully, is going to be in the spirit of Easter, talking about names. So you want to look out for that one this morning. But I cannot thank you enough. I really can't thank you enough. Those of you who have been participating in the One Play raffle draws daily on all our sister stations and indeed Nigeriainfo. But for me, it's been a very humbling experience. Towards the end last week, somebody said, Jude, why are people giving out this big money to one person? Share it now so it can go around. Well, as participation increases, obviously the sponsors are going to take cognizance of that, and then we will do so, which is why I am very pleased to inform you this morning, for those of you who haven't got your tickets for One Play, that today we're going to have two draws valued at 25,000 naira each. So that person who was bugging me on a Friday, well, your wish has actually come to pass. So today we're going to have two draws of 25,000 naira each this morning, and all you have to do is get onto the portals that work for you, whether it's the USSD or your web browser, all right, and just get your ticket. That's all. All you have to do is just get your ticket, 500 naira, and boom. Hello, Port Harcourt. That's where we are. And we'll see you at the end of the show, all right, at the middle of the show. So from 10:45 a.m. this morning, I'll do my first draw for 25,000 naira. And then later on, by 11:50 a.m. this morning, we'll do the second one for 25,000 naira. Question is, what are you waiting for? Yes, my name is Jude. Welcome to Hello Port Harcourt. Off today's conversation with a report from the Guardian newspaper. Ogun State Governor Prince Dakpo Abiodun has congratulated Christians on this year's Easter celebration and reiterated the commitment of his administration to development. The governor, in his Easter message on Sunday, called on Nigerians to look forward to a brighter future in line with the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now, he goes on, and I quote him verbatim, says, "As we celebrate this joyous occasion, let us carry forward the lessons of Easter, promoting unity and goodwill in our country, state, neighborhoods, and beyond," he said. Now, this is not news. In fact, I have the one for Governor Siminalayi Fubara, the suspended governor of Rivers State. I have the one from His Excellency, talking about the executive president of Nigeria. I also have the ones from a few other governors and some influential people around. But here's my question for you this morning. How do you feel when leaders repeat the same prayers, the same wishes, the same messages on these public holidays? We had something similar during the end of Ramadan, the celebration of Eid al-Fitr a few weeks ago. We will definitely hear the same thing for Christmas, all right? And then at the New Year's turn, we will hear another one. Now, don't get me wrong. All over the world, on important days like this, religious leaders, come forth to remind you why you are celebrating, and to give maybe a message of peace and hope. Sometimes some of these messages are reprimands to people of authority and to people themselves. All right, so that they don't continue in their bad ways. Right. But you see, as a Nigerian, and indeed, if you listen to me from outside Nigeria, particularly if you're African, as a Ghanaian, as a Kenyan, as a Ugandan and Tanzanian, and let's not forget our cousins down on the left-hand side, talking about those who are from Cote d'Ivoire, and obviously the Republic of Benin, right? How do you feel? This is my question. How do you feel when leaders repeat the same prayers, repeat the same message on public holidays, and sometimes even when tragedy strikes? In the past 20 years, in the past 2 decades, right? The most common phrase used by world leaders? Our thoughts and prayers. 200 people get killed in America, mass shooting or something, 50 people, something, students, whatever. The president comes, whether it's Barack Obama, Joe Biden, and whoever it is, our thoughts and prayers. Last week, Nigeria was grieving because some people lost their lives through senseless acts of violence. Our thoughts and prayers. And once again, let us remember Easter.
Stay with us, Nigeriainfo.
I have a question for you this morning. You've heard this 1,000 times over, whether it's here on the shores of our beloved West Africa, whether it's in Lagos, in Conakry, or if it's in the Seme-Boda area. You've heard this from pillar to post. A leader, a governor, a president. Same. Basically the same thing, but just maybe the is and was are in different places. But the point is, and don't get me wrong, I think whenever bad things happen, there's probably just only one way to say it. But I think the real question here is how they say it and what follows. So it's left a lot of people feeling numb sometimes. Last week, there were murders, in Nigeria. That's the basis. There's no point calling it killing. It was a murder. People's homes were attacked in the Middle Belt area, and we saw this, and we've been seeing this over the years. The same thing, in the US, when you have a sociopath enter his vehicle and in a frenzied sense of nationalism decides to plow through a crowd of people, who are probably just walking down the street or maybe even protesting just because you don't like them, knock them down, right? And then on Easter Day, like yesterday, on Good Friday, that was last week Friday, on New Year's Day, the end of Ramadan and the start of Ramadan as well, the fast period, and then Christmas. Oh, yes. Oh, let's not forget Workers' Day, May Day. All right. The governors, the presidents of different countries are going to come out and basically read the same script. The question is, how do you feel when these leaders repeat similar? I had the British Prime Minister say that a few weeks ago. Our thoughts and prayers. Maybe say a word for those who lost their lives and for their families. We keep them in our thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers are very powerful these days. How does that make you feel? 017-923-0002, 017-923-0003. At Nigeriainfo PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X at Nigeriainfo PH, at Nigeriainfo PH. All right, it's where you find us on Facebook and X. All right, good. Let's hear from you this morning. Straight up to Facebook now. This one, Peter Side says they are just paying lip service to the people. Pure semantics. Peter Side says, semantics. But what else do you want them to say? Should they grovel on the ground? I'm not sure I understand. 923, good morning. Hello, Port Harcourt.
Hello, Jude. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you. Happy Easter.
Welcome.
Thank you. This is Mira from Okwesa.
Welcome, Mira.
Well, the messages from our leaders, honestly. What? See these messages. Looking for them. They don't bring it up at that point, so they want to read it. They just read it without emotions, without empathy, without conscience. They just read, just like a script. Some of them even in water. Some of them trying to. They are, this it just comes from your heart. This is what flows your heart. So how do we feel? We are all sensitive. You are not the most intelligent person. We read what we read the official expression thing, and we just feel that it's just fake. It's just a script you're reading. So some of us even are all sensitive and more intelligent than you. So we see you, we know at the depth of what you're doing, and I want us to appreciate your message and say thank you for that message. Or what difference does it even make? Does the message even match? Does words match action in any way? It's just a mere word. It just passes through the air and it goes. That's all, like a vapor. It doesn't come with any feeling or anything. We're just indifferent. We don't. Just make your speech and move on, sir. That's all. I don't feel anything. You don't feel anything? Nothing.
But would you want to feel, what would make you feel something, Muriel, please?
Look, not just I even prefer if you don't even make any statements, give all these speeches at this time.
But if you don't make statements, people like you will call and say, "Oh, the president doesn't care, the governor doesn't care, the local government chairman doesn't care."
I can't do that. We don't come out. You have to make statements on Saturday, on Easter Day, on Christmas Day, and nothing happens. For what? Just go to work and let's just see the evidence. And on these days, we are the ones that are supposed to be coming out to praise, to wish our leaders happy Easter, sir. Thank you for this. Thank you for that. Not you coming out to give us speeches that are just irrelevant and unimportant and very sensitive and brings more pain to the heart. No, I don't need these speeches. Just get to work, for goodness sake. You don't even make any speech when people die in their masses. You don't make any speech. You try to save your image, save the nation, the nation's image. People are dying in their numbers, and yet you come out and tell us happy Easter and the goodwill of Jesus. Jesus died on the cross. For what? Are you a preacher? Are you a pastor that will tell us what Jesus did on the cross? Go ahead and do your job. Thank you, Jude. All
right, thank you very much. Ken is on the line from Ububini. Ken, good morning to you, please.
Good morning, Jude.
Good morning, Mr. Ken.
Jude, that is why we are a conquered people. The politicians take us for granted. They tell us the same story, the same issues, the same manifesto, and pretend to be caring for the masses. Are you understanding me?
We're listening to you, Mr. Ken.
You see, when a politician was in his stage or in her stage telling us 1, 2, 3 things to be done in a particular area of the state, everybody would cheer and hail the particular person, believing that as far as she or he had said it, that he would do it or she would do it. But at the end of the day, nothing will happen because the person had achieved what he or she had wanted to. So if you ask me, celebrated the day, whatever promises, advice, and a kind of encouragement is mere say, because they really know exactly what they are expected of. They really know what they are expected of. But because we are conquered people, so after all, tomorrow they will still vote for them. If at all our voting counts. That is why they keep on messing us up and keep the masses on suspense. Thank you very much.
All right. It's a very interesting comment. Chinedu on the line from Eche. Chinedu, good morning to you, please.
Yes, good morning, Jude.
Good morning, Chinedu.
Oh, hi, your Easter.
Quiet, no drama. Thank you.
Oh, happy Easter Monday.
I wish you the same.
Concerning the matter you are discussing now and the wishes of our leader, personally to me, I think that it's a hypocritical letter they wrote, because they don't back it up with their actions. It's just a mere statement they wrote to the audience without an action being embarked on it. So to me, what I'm expecting from them is for them to put actions to the life of the people. As Miriam rightly said, it is us that will wish them happy Easter based on what they have done to the people. So then writing to us a mere letter that is not embarked with a concrete action is a hypocritical letter. And it's quite unfortunate that we have such in our time. They should stop writing to us. How can you write to people to wish them happy Easter when they are hungry, when there is insecurity in the state? Emergency rule in River State. People are on daily basis being on hungry without eating. You are wishing them happy Easter. So what is happy in the Easter? Hello, Jude.
Well, I'm listening to you. I'm listening to you get everything off your chest, really.
So what is the happiness in the Easter? There is a emergency rule, illegal emergency rule against the people.
It's not illegal. Please, it's not illegal, Chinedu. It was vetoed by the Senate, so it's not illegal.
Hello?
It wasn't illegal. It was vetoed by the Senate, so it was ratified rather by the Senate. So you can't say it is illegal. You may not like it, but it went through the channels that it was meant to go through. But once again, let's stay on the course of the conversation. You are not happy with these prayers, these messages that they give out every single year.
Yes. Why must I be happy?
Okay, so what would you want them to do instead on those days, on Armed Forces Remembrance Day, on Christmas Day, on Ramadan, and Easter like this? What would you want your leaders to say to you on these days?
Before those days, they should put actions in place. They should do what they're supposed to do. Secure the life of people. Provide food for people. So that we will celebrate those days with happiness. People are eating rice that is full of gravel.
Oh dear!
And they are eating their own rice that is foreign, and they are wishing us happy in the eating of rice with gravel. What do they mean by that?
Chinedu, thank you very much. Chinedu is obviously very upset, but you can buy Nigerian rice that doesn't have sand, by the way. 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003. WhatsApp is 0809-030-6416, 0809-030-6416. That's why you send us a message to WhatsApp, please. WhatsApp is 0809-030-6416. Only WhatsApp messages, please. Don't call so you don't interrupt those who are trying to send us a message. Dakuku is on the line, and Dakuku is speaking to us from Eche. Dakuku, good morning to you, please.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
This is Dakuku. Okay, let me go to the president to the station and then go for the night. Where are we going to having this thing to? How many years now? They cannot make Nigeria comfortable for the poor people. They are making it uncomfortable for the people. Why is it doing like this? Telling us to enjoy every Christmas, every this thing. They will be telling you, patient to when? When everybody have died, they will be telling us to be getting patient. Let me tell you, it's just like a woman who put fire and tell the children wait. Within a short time, 1 hour they were waiting, 2 hours they were waiting, 3 hours they were waiting. Which patient is that? The children may be asking different things. Then he say no. Why must they be? They are bad children. Why he kept them hungry? Almost 3 hours he set the fire. Nothing have been done. No. It's not good. I don't like it. The president should do something. How much is it on poor now? Something that belongs to us. To use it to make Nigerians happy. Then we are using it on telling us to be waiting. Waiting for what? Let me tell you, dude. You can see some communities where a private person build a house, put pump, just for his own personal money. He's not a politician. It happens recently in Osuso. And where I went on a question, the only university that people come and see what I'm doing for my people. Nicholas Otto, JP, his community gave him JP because of what he did.
All right, Dakuku, thank you very much. Dakuku, there's a history of you being coy and sly with trying to pass on what can only constitute some form of public awareness or something. All right, you claim you do not mean it. You don't mean it, but there's a history with that. In fact, we need some fairness to ourselves now, Dakuku. How about let's treat each other with a bit more respect and decorum, right? Yes, please. I enjoy you to do that, Dakuku. Thank you very much. Godwin's on the line from Rumaholu. Godwin, good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. Duke.
Good morning, Godwin.
So, for the reaches to the Nigerians, to the politicians, so I've not seen anything coming out. So those things I call it eye service. So look at what's happening in the river state. In case of and you know access the some of the trust imagine the river
Godwin, I must apologize. That line's not very clear. We're struggling to make out your conversation. Emmanuel is on the line from Rumo Krushi. Emmanuel, how do you feel about a lot of these prayers and statements, that you hear from your leaders?
To me, it's a welcome development from our leaders. We're talking about leaders, not rulers. Understand? Because leaders understand that Easter is time for us to celebrate and be happy. Also, Xmas is celebrating time. And that is why a good leader will make his people happy even before the Easter. Before Easter comes, you see what our governor, in December, approach. You see what Governor Fubara did for the people of Rivers State. That is what we call a leader, and that is what we call well-wisher, and also good wells to us. Understand? This Easter, you see nothing now. You see what is going on.
Rice and goodwill make somebody a good leader. Are you sure about that, Mr. Emmanuel?
So what I'm saying about it's all about celebration and the happiness. Understand? If you're not happy, their wells will never have anything in common with your heart because they never made us happy. We are not happy now. So whatever the president says, it's on his own. It's on his own side. Whatever the Admira, whatever, who is in River State government, as they say, is on their own. We don't even know them. We never recognize them because all we know is that whether them without them, Christmas and Christmas and Easter is for us to be happy. Understand? So they are not making us happy. We are only happy because Jesus Christ died for us, not because of them. It's not if it's all about them. I don't die finish now. So.
So you're not happy when you hear comments. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Now, let me cast our minds, ladies and gentlemen, to 2012. Shortly, keep your calls coming. I'll just quickly do this. All right. 2012. Now, something happened in America that shook America's core, right? 20 children between 6 and 7 of age, right? 6 teachers were shot dead by a fellow, Adam Lanza, in 2012 at the Sand Hook Elementary School. Now, Obama, the then president, was giving a speech, and he said, "I can only hope it helps you for you to know that you are not alone in your grief." And Obama was seen shedding a tear. In fact, he shed tears a lot of times, in his presidency, talking about Barack Obama. But you see, that particular event was harrowing. It was harrowing because it was children that were killed. It was children. And he said, "Look, I have daughters. There's no special speech here. I have daughters. What do we need to do?" And then a few days later, there was an executive decision, to try and make gun purchases more difficult. Godwin on the line for Room Holly. Godwin, good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. Duke.
Good morning, Godwin.
Okay, as I was saying, I said that what the politicians are doing in this country, especially in this also, and they have linked to parastatals. Imagine the solar investor. Some parastatals have not paid.
But Godwin, hold on. Godwin, do you understand the question we're asking this morning?
Yeah, about the letter.
No, not letter. The question is, when presidents or governors or local, when your leaders give out statements on special days, how do you feel when you hear them repeating the same thing? Happy Easter to you. God's going to follow the rules of Christ and be. They repeat the same thing every year. The question is, how do you feel?
Yeah. Actually, it's a normal thing. But on my own understanding, I don't think but the masses is not happy for those things. But the greeting is a normal thing. The masses are not happy.
The greeting is normal. Okay, all right. That makes sense. The greeting is a normal thing. right? You wish someone Merry Christmas, Ramadan Kareem. You wish your friends Happy Eid al-Fitr. You wish them a Happy Easter. It's normal. I think what Godwin is saying, it is courteous, right? It's a sign of courtesy that you do those things. Well, as a leader, what next? What next? Our thoughts and prayers, yes. They killed 20 people somewhere. Oh, yes. Well, send the DPO to go there. Send the Inspector General to make sure, those who are the perpetrators of such crime are brought to book. The heavy hand of justice will meet them. They say these things. Say these things. All the times. How does it make you feel? Does it fill you with reassurance? Do you get to sense empathy? Now, I use the Barack Obama scenario because when that particular incident happened, he really got the nation to rally around the president. Yes, you could see he was genuinely concerned. Children just died, and he had two teenagers. Now, I'm not saying that every other president or governor all around the world are insensitive. That's not what I'm saying. The question is, when these times, whether good or bad, come through and they're giving out these statements, do they elicit, goodwill? Do they help to encourage? Are they like a panacea? Do they have a balm to heal wounds? Many of these comments, many of these speeches seem perfunctory. Oh dear. WhatsApp 009-030-6416. Well, Jude, what do you expect? Many of the leaders we have, not just in Nigeria, are only doing what they are meant to do on the public space. They are meant to be seen acting. Meanwhile, they do almost nothing. Some of them are even out of their depth when it comes to having a good idea on how to move their people forward. If they don't give these speeches, I bet you a lot of people will frown at them and even ridicule them. They will even think that they're being marginalized. In Nigeria's case, how would you feel if your president doesn't give a speech on Christmas Day, on New Year's Day, or for the Muslims for their celebrations? Wouldn't you think he's biased? So they must do these things, Shagun says. So they must give out these speeches. Sadly, many of the speeches don't seem to evoke, or promotes a lot of positive emotions, at least from the responses that we have gotten this morning. We have a break coming up. Jude's Corner on the way today. It's a very special one today, and I'll tell you all about it when we return. And then still your request on one play.ng. Found in there. Hello, Port Harcourt.